One thing I was never taught when I was young is how to read a tape measure. And so if we want to be professionals in our trade, I think one of the basics is being able to read a tape measure. And this is an exploded view of a 1-inch tape measure. So the double lines equal 1 inch. If it's a single line, it equals 1 foot. So if I have 0 to 1, I'm going to have 16 notches between there. If I go halfway in between, what's the common term for halfway in between 0 and 1 inch? Half inch. Okay. So we're going to go back to 4th grade fractions. So if I have 16 lines, half inch is actually 8/16. But nobody, if you say 8/16 on a job site, people are going to think you're crazy because the common language we use is a half inch. So between 0 and a half inch, what's that next measurement? What do we call that? Again, a 1/4 inch is 4/16. And the easiest way to remember that is it's going to be 4 notches over from this, but the common language is a 1/4 inch. And if I go between a half inch and a full inch, what's that called? Again, down here, to get that to 16, I would times the 4 by 4, gives me 16. 3 times 4 is 12/16. So 3/4 of an inch is actually 12/16. These ones are the easier. Now we're going to get smaller, which make it a little bit more difficult. If I have between 0 and a 1/4 inch, what's my measurement on that one?
1 inch.
Which expanding that fraction out is 2/16. Between a 1/4 and a half, that is 6/16. And so I can see that actually 1/8, that would be 2/8, 3/8. See the pattern now I have? No, I don't call it 2/8, I call it a 1/4. But a 1/4, 4/16, and 2/8 are all the same measurement. But what we're putting up here is the common terminology we use. Between half inch and 3/4. And 3/4 and an inch. And if you guys have any other tricks for how you've learned these things or know these things, feel free to chime in. Okay, so now we have, in our industry, epoxy floor coatings, these are kind of the common terms we use for thicknesses of certain systems. But to go one level further, we're going to go to that 16th. So we have these small marks here that are 16th. These can't be brought down any further because they're only a 16th. So what do we start out with between 0 and an 1/8? And then the next one. And the next one. And one more. You're on a roll. Oh no, take us to the end. Oh my goodness. Are you just guessing? Oh, he's almost there. And he's a winner! 1 inch. Okay. So that's what a tape measure looks like. These are the common terms used in construction. You can buy tape measure with these things which are super helpful, but when people talk to us about our systems and thicknesses, these are the measurements we use for different systems.